What is up, guys? Good morning. Hope you're having a great day. It is Friday, January 11th. It is 10:59 in the AM. I haven't had any coffee yet, and usually that's unacceptable. However, there's a really good reason why I haven't had any coffee yet, and I'm going to show you right now. So this is my coffee, obviously. I made it in a Chemex this morning, which is usually how I make it. But honestly, this is just too good looking of a setup for me not to take photos. So that's what I'm doing. And that's why it's taking so long for this coffee to get ready and for me to enjoy it. Sometimes you gotta stop what you're doing and you gotta take photographs. When you have something this good looking in front of you, you gotta take photos of it. It just makes sense. All right, time to pour this coffee up into a cup to consume. That was why I made it in the first place. And then I got something I wanna get to with you guys. You guys sent me some questions and I wanna answer them right here for the first time. Never done this before. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Yes, Lord, it is well. All right, so today for questions and answers, we have Alice joining us. This is one of mine and my wife's two cats. We call her Pudge, it's her nickname, because she's so chubby. Her so chubby. Isn't that right? Are you gonna help me answer these questions? Didn't think so. All right, be a good girl. All right, so to those of you who may or may not know, I have an Instagram, and that's where I post 95% of the photos that I take. I feel like that's probably one of, if not the best platforms for a photographer to really get exposure to their images and have people find their images and really be able to see your work and subscribe to you as a person and as an artist and as whatever it is that you do. So that being said, that's actually how I acquired the questions that I'm gonna be asking today. I just kind of did one of those polls, you know, those things that you can do on your stories. I did one of those, said ask me something. That's where these questions came from. So if you want to be able to ask me some questions, if you want to know how to do that, Instagram is probably the way that I'll most often send out that casting call for questions and that sort of stuff. So if you want to be able to ask me some questions for the next video, that's ultimately where I will end up giving that option. If you want to follow me, the link is down in the bio. It'll take you straight to my Instagram. You can follow me there. And hopefully while you're there, you look at some of my photos and you guys like some of my photos. But if you don't, that's okay too. All right, first things first. This question comes from my friend Paul. And this question says, who are Rey's parents? It's obviously a Star Wars question. I don't know, as a matter of fact. I love Star Wars. And I want to know just as much as anybody else who Rey's parents are. But unfortunately, I don't know. Next question. This one comes from my friend Jeremy, who just said, why? Okay. All right, so another question comes from my friend Aaron, who says, how you take interesting photos. Now, I'm not sure if this is a sarcastic question or not, but I'm gonna answer it anyways. How do I take interesting photos? Anytime someone comes to me and says, hey Jared, how do you shoot the way you do? How do you make that look the way that you do? How do you frame, you know, all of these various things. I always tell them, especially for beginners, there are three main variables that will make you a great photographer that you need to remember and just keep it in your arsenal. I'm going to give them to you here. Number one is know your camera. If you can know the variables, the shutter speed, the ISO, the aperture, white balance, that sort of thing, if you can learn all those things, that in and of itself will yield a great image. If you can learn how to make all of those various things work together to create an image, you will ultimately have the most control possible over your camera and over the way your images look, and that will undoubtedly add a lot to your photos, and it will yield really, really, really great photos. Step number 2 is learning how to edit your photos. And this is really important because honestly, it's the second half to taking photos. The first half being learn your camera, know your camera, and then taking a great image that way. And then taking your image and just enhancing it and making it yours. So it's important for you to learn programs like Photoshop and Lightroom and Visco and Snapseed, and it's important for you to learn those and learn how to edit in those fluently, so whenever you take a photo, you can edit that photo to be yours and you can have a look that's synonymous with you as a photographer and as an artist. Step number 3, and this is more of like a practical thing that I always tell people that they need to be doing in order to just kind of like, if you really want to take your photos from like 10 to like 90 really quick, this is what I always tell people. Shoot through things. There's a million videos on YouTube of people saying this, but I can't stress it enough. Learn to shoot through things. People all the time, they get caught up in the background. They want the background to be as blurry as possible. But what a lot of times I think we forget is that the foreground can be equally as blurry. Like let's say you're taking portraits of somebody and you have them standing in the street and the background is really blurry. That's great. But if you just take a leaf or a rock, or take your iPhone screen and put it right in front of the lens to create some reflections, or even like a blank CD or a prism or anything. Take something and put it in front of the lens. So now you have something in your foreground that's also out of focus. So your foreground, your background, they're both out of focus, and right there in the middle is your subject. It helps draw the viewer's attention to the subject and to what the point of that photograph is, and it also just makes your photos look 100 times better. So number 1, learn your camera, learn everything there is to know about your camera. Number 2, learn how to edit your photos. Lightroom, Photoshop, Visco, all those things. Learn how to edit your photos and create a synonymous look with yourself as an artist. And number 3, shoot through stuff. Shoot through a plant, shoot through, off of a book, shoot off of a cell phone, that sort of thing. So, yep, that's how I take great photos, and I think you can too as well if you just keep those things in mind. All right, last but not least, this question comes from actually my wife's friend. Well, she's my friend too, but her and my wife are really, anyways. This question says, biggest fears and why you are really afraid of them. One of my more recent fears actually is making these videos and putting myself out there on the internet like I'm doing in some of these YouTube videos, because when you do that, you're opening yourself up, your flaws, your shortcomings to the world. And I'm trying to look past that and just stay focused. I'm not making these videos because I'm trying to be anything or I want to be anything that I'm not. I'm making these videos because it's good practice. It's good practice to be, making videos and editing videos and then putting them out there and getting people's feedback on the videos. But I think one of my biggest fears is that people will see these and think that I'm trying to be somebody that I'm not, or they'll laugh and say, "You're such an idiot. Why are you doing that? Like what are you trying to achieve by making YouTube videos?" That's probably one of my biggest fears. I try not to be a very sensitive person, and honestly, people who don't know me, people who I don't know at all, when those type people insult me, it just inspires me. It just drives me to make videos even more, because I just don't care what they think. And it's funny, it's laughable to me that some of those people go out of their way to try to tear me and other creatives who are doing things that they like. They go out of their way to try to tear those people down. I think I'm more concerned with people that I know personally saying, "Why are you doing this? Like, what are you trying to achieve here?" Because those type people, they do know you. And for them to say, "Why are you trying to be something that you're not?" It frustrates you, but it also makes you think, am I trying to be something that I'm not? I mean, I feel like I'm doing this for the right reasons. I really do. I feel like my heart is in this for the right reason. But is it coming off like I'm doing this for the wrong reasons? Just kind of that. And I know that's a very I shouldn't think about that. I shouldn't be concerned with that. I should just do what I want to do and just do what I like to do and just let that be enough and let everybody else fall where they may. And for the most part, that's what I've been doing. But that has been definitely a concern of mine. It has been something that I've thought about a lot. So Alrighty, well, that's it for today. It's all the questions I have got. If you want to ask some questions for the next one, again, follow me on Instagram. The link is down in the bio. You can check me out. Go look at some of my photos and my videos that I post on there. Let me know what you think of those photos. Let me know what you think of these videos. I'm curious. I need to hear in the comments what you guys are thinking. Do you guys like these videos? Do you not like these videos? Are they interesting? Are they boring? What do you want to see more of? What do you want to see less of? So anyways, if you like this video, please like it, comment. Please comment down below. Let me know like what you thought. I'm curious. I want to hear from you guys. I like to conversate with the people down in the comments, so please comment. If you really like the video, maybe consider subscribing, hitting the bell, so that way YouTube will notify you when I upload these videos. And yeah, you guys have a wonderful rest of your Friday or Saturday or something. We've already been through this. Whenever I upload this, anyways. You guys have a great rest of your day. And I will see you guys in the next one, which should be here sometime early next week. So, all right, see you guys then. Bye.